Where in the hell is Christian Pulisic? Why is it that he could not get into the first team? Mason Mount not being 100% match fit. No Pedro. Why is it that Pulisic cannot get into this first team? Right? This is worrying me, right? Because I don't have any answers, right? I have no explanations. That game against Valencia, when as soon as Mason Mount went down, I thought that, okay, fine. I know Pulisic is going to come on. We're going to have somebody that can be direct, that we can feed the ball to, and he can beat a few players, beat a few defenders. But instead of Pulisic coming on, Pedro came on. And I'm sorry, in 2019, there should not be a game where both Willian and Pedro are starting on the wings, right? I don't even care if it's against Grimsby Town. All due respect, right? We play them on Wednesday. All due respect. But this is troubling me. I don't understand it. Is it that he's not understanding the game tactically? Is it a case that he's not doing what Lampard wants in training? Is he not working hard? Is he not understanding the tactical side of what Lampard wants, right? Is it a mentality thing? Did he come to Chelsea thinking, okay, they just spent 70 million for me, right? Or 57.4 million quid, right? We paid big money for him, right? So he's probably thinking, okay, I can still probably walk into the first team, right? He's probably thinking in his mind, I'm going to be getting guaranteed playing time. But no, he left from Dortmund, a team where he couldn't get into the first team because Jadon Sancho took his first team spot, right? He couldn't get into Dortmund's first team. He comes to Chelsea. Chelsea having a bit of a transfer ban. Willian and Pedro aren't up to par, right? We've come to the realization that both Pedro and Willian are on the decline, right? Their best days are behind them. Maybe Pulisic came in thinking, okay, yeah, I can probably get into the team. But at the time, Lampard was not even our manager. It was Mauricio Sarri. So maybe, just maybe, this was not a Lampard signing. This was not, a player that Lampard wanted per se. But I don't see that. I'm just trying to come up with a reason to why he's not playing, Because some managers, they have a set choice of players that they want, right? Managers have an idea of what kind of players that they want, their personality traits. What do they want, right? So it's frustrating, bro, because we paid big money for Pulisic, and Pulisic should be a player where, especially now, he should be getting game time. And what worries me the most is that he's not getting game time now, and by this weekend or within a week or two, Hudson-Odoi is going to be back into the first team, right? He's probably more than likely going to play against Grimsby Town on Wednesday, right? Lampard has already confirmed that they're going to be involved, right? So they may make a sub appearance, a cameo appearance, or they might start the game and come off in like the 60th minute or 70th minute. Who knows, right? So Pulisic, just like I believe Barkley, his time is kind of ticking, bro. He has. It's hard because you ask a player to show what you're about, especially at moments like this where you're limited in players, right? You ask them to step up and show what you're about, right? But it's hard for a player to display their talent when they're not getting game time. And yet he's played like 3 or 4 games, a handful of games, right? And we've seen what he can do in preseason. Is it a case of like Ross Barkley? Maybe he's a different player in the preseason. I don't see that because we saw at Dortmund that he scores big goals in big games, right? He saved Dortmund time in and time again, so I gotta dismiss that, right? So what is it about Christian Pulisic that he can't get into this Chelsea team? It's really worrying me because if you can't get on to the pitch when you got Pedro who's aging, he's not the same player he was 5-6 years ago. You got Willian on the decline. Yeah, in the past 2-3 games, he's been playing a whole lot better in my opinion. He's been one of our better players, right? In the past few games, yes, end product hasn't been the best, but he's been producing, right? He's been creating chances. That goal that we scored, that we thought that we scored, right? VAR took it away. Willian played a big role in that, right? And I saw tactically once Alonso came into the game, Lampard gave Willian the freedom to not only roam on the right hand side, but be central, go on the left hand side because to help with the creativity on that side of the game. I like that tactical, plus, right? Giving Willian the license to free roam, giving him, whatever, the license to go left, right, center, wherever he feels right, giving him that creative freedom. But Christian Pulisic, for you to not get into the first team, like I said, Mason Mount wasn't 100% yesterday. I think that was evident. Even though he played the entire game, he wasn't himself. I think if he's 100%, he's put a few of those chances that he had during the game in the back of the net, especially the I think it was like the 80th minute or the 70th. It was around the 70th, 80th minute. He had a ball that Alonso played in. Maybe Alonso could have played a better ball, a better timed pass, right, and made the angle a little bit better for Mason Mount to score. But 9 times out of 10, he puts that in the back of the net, Mason Mount, and I just don't think that he. I say out of 10, he had a game of maybe a 5 or 6, right? I know Mason Mount is a better player than what he showed against Liverpool yesterday, right? But I want to leave the question to you guys. Why is it that Christian Pulisic is not getting game time? And one answer I would not accept is Lampard has an English agenda. And even if that is the case, right? You look at Scolari, or you look at any other manager, Mauricio Sarri, any other manager, right? They typically, or I'll give you the Wolves manager. They are Portugal FC, right? Nuno, they have a lot of Portuguese players, right? Maybe because the manager naturally feels more comfortable, and he's able to relay his messages better with, his nationality or his style of players, right? His players, right? So it's like, I don't know. I don't like the idea of Lampard simply picking a player because he's English. I just think that's very, I just think that's very simple-minded, to be quite honest with you. I get that idea, but leave me your comments down below. Why do you think Christian Pulisic is not getting game time? Is it a mentality thing, right? Because this is a player that cut his vacation short just to impress Lampard, right? Just to get an idea of what his manager wants, right? And during preseason, he showed us what he's capable of, right? His dribbling ability, his ability to beat a few players, right? He's direct. He can get into it. His finishing is elite. Him and Mason Mount, for midfielders, not even forwards, for midfielders and wingers, they have elite finishing ability, right? So why can't he get into the first team? I think it's more of a tactical thing. Maybe it is a mentality thing. Maybe he's playing a bit scared or within his skin, right? He's not stepping in the last 2 or 3 games he played for Chelsea. He doesn't show what he's capable of. And this is a guy that is the natural leader of the American national team. And yeah, we're not the best, right? But he is the man when he wears that badge, the USA badge, right? He is the man. He's the guy that we go to get us a goal, to get us, create some magic, right? He is what Ronaldo was to Portugal a couple years ago when it was just Ronaldo FC, pretty much, right? If it's not coming from Christian, it's not coming from anybody. But yeah, I just want to leave it up to you guys. But another player I want to talk about is Fikayo Tomori. Yesterday, it showed me a lot. Look, he had Mo Salah in his pocket, bro. And I know they won 2-1. We conceded goals, yeah. But it was from set pieces. It wasn't from open play, right? It was from set pieces, something that is going to continue to be our Achilles heel. Teams aren't even going to resist. As soon as we touch them, right, they're just going to fall to the ground because they know 9 times out of 10, if they put a good ball in, it's probably going in the back of the net, right? And Trent Alexander-Arnold, I don't think Kepa couldn't do anything about that. That was a fantastic strike, well-delivered free kick. I tip that hat, right? If that's what it takes to beat us, that's what it takes to beat us. That was a fantastic strike, fantastic goal from Trent Alexander-Arnold. And even the second goal. I cannot forgive Marcos Alonso. I'm getting a bit off topic, but I cannot forgive Marcos Alonso. I try my best to support him. I try it because he's a blue. I try my best. But there's no logical explanation to why the striker, the team's best scored as a defender, it's unwritten rule. As a defender, the first person you should look for when you're marking up for a corner or set piece is the number 9 shirt, right? The striker, right? That's the first person you should think, oh, I should probably mark him instead of giving him a free fucking header inside of the box. It's just ridiculous, bro. Golly, it's so frustrating. But anyways, for Fikayo Tomori, I was worried that he got a yellow early on into the game because I was like, he's gonna suffer for the same thing number 4, the same thing he suffered when Marcos Alonso played alongside him. He's gonna have a cover for him and Marcos Alonso, right? And he did it fantastic. Mo Salah, he was in Mo Salah's pocket. He had like 5 take-ons versus Mo Salah, right? And he challenged and won the ball back 4 out of the 5 times, right? So, and I think the last time he beat Mo Salah, drew a pass for Tomori, right? It was when Christensen suffered that knee injury, which I thought it was an ankle injury because Tomori wound up sliding into Christensen's ankle, but it wound up being his knee. So hopefully it's nothing too serious, right? I'm hearing reports it was just a muscle injury or muscular thing. So yeah, I think this guy has potential, bro. Him and Christensen, their ability to read the game and especially Tomori's recovery speed. His tackling ability and his recovery speed is fantastic. It reminds me of when before Zuma had that knee injury, right? This is what we thought Zuma was, right? And maybe Zuma can someday get back to that, right? He had a decent, when he came on, he had a few scary moments, but he got into the game, he worked himself into the game. And I think Zuma is one of those players that has to, get a feel for the game, right? It takes him a bit of time to get into things, but once the game gets started, he gets into his zone, right? But Tomori, this guy here, he's big time. We need to sign him. I've been hearing reports that we're working on a contract extension. We need to do it now, right? This guy is going to be world class someday. World class. This guy, and he didn't cost us a single penny. That's the beauty of it, right? And I look at United, and I look at Spurs, right? And they have all these problems in their locker room, and all these injuries, right? They don't look much better than we are, and we have a transfer ban, right? They're going through a lot of stuff that they don't talk about, but because we're Chelsea, it's overhyped and it's overdramatic. I love Mourinho. I respect everything he's done for us, but sometimes I wish he would just stop talking about Chelsea, bro, because I feel like in a sense he's putting too much pressure, or he's trying to I'm going to sound a bit cynical, but I feel like he's trying to put pressure on Lampard to maybe possibly get a job or I do respect he does know, I respect his opinion more than I do most of these pundits, right? He actually knows what he's talking about for the most part. But sometimes I wish he wouldn't just talk about Chelsea because he's saying that we have to spend big on the transfer window. No, man. We just need 1 or 2 players, and that's it, right? And if those players cost us 200, 300 million altogether, 2 players cost us 300 million, then so be it, right? But I just think we're like 1 or 2, maybe 3 players away from being a top team, right? A really competitive team. This team, especially Tomori, our young players are showing us something, that they have something in their locker, right? We just have to give them time to harness that, to hone that, and get better and better, right? And they will. Tomori has already shown me that in 2 or 3 years' time, he's going to be one of England's top defenders if he doesn't choose. I think he's maybe Nigerian. I might be wrong, but I think he can also play for Nigeria if I'm mistaken, right? But I think he's going to go for the English national team. And even Canada, I didn't even know he was registered for Canada, right? But he can also play in a Canadian national team. The guy's fantastic, bro. In 2 or 3 years' time, he's going to be one of the Premier League's best defenders if he hasn't already started to reach that, right? So, that's my spiel. That's why I wanted to talk about why isn't Christian Pulisic getting any time, and I just wanted to give Tomori his shine, right? His due. So, hey, young king, young lion, you're going to be something, man. I'm telling you, Tomori, you're going to be something. Anyways, up to Chelsea. Grimsby Town preview coming out tomorrow. Hudson-Odoi and Reece James are expected to make some type of appearance. They may even start. So I'm excited to watch that game. If I do a live stream for that game, I doubt it, but we'll see. Up to Chelsea, and I'm out.